Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the good old WTD question mark here on my channel. I have been doing quite a lot of these lately. You know, it's been quite a few WTDs in a row, and it's because I'm trying to play catch up here a little bit, you know, because my two main playlists on YouTube are the Mixer and What's the Damage, and I have like over 180 videos in the Mixer and coming up on 130 on What's the Damage, so you know I gotta try to kind of bring that up a little bit. You know, I gotta try to balance them out. It's gonna take quite a few What's the Damages to get there, you know, to the Mixer, but it's all good, you know, because today I'm going to be doing something that I've actually covered quite a long time ago on this channel. I think back in 2021. I think maybe back or 2020. No, it's been a couple of years at this point, you know, and the first time that I did that video, you know, things were a little strange around here, you know, my setup was all weird. I was way too close to the damn camera, you know, the background was just bleh. So today I'm going to be doing like an official remake of that video. They're talking about my burning, passionate, wrathful hatred for insects. That's right, folks. All kinds of creepy crawlies in the world are not welcome anywhere near me, okay? And I don't exactly know why this hatred, because like I think that a lot of people in the world hate insects, especially mosquitoes and cockroaches, you know? There is actually a very common phobia of, whoa, okay, what is with the wind now? It was like complete just, it's funny because it was sunny, you know, the sky was open, and now when I sat down to record, the sun kind of went away. Now there's wind blowing in, you know, and I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt showing off my guns here. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. Alright, so anyway, this is the same shirt that I wore the first time I did that video, so you know, you're not gonna find it though in What's the Damage, the playlist, because I deleted it from there. I removed it so you guys can't see it again, because it's gonna be really stupid if you could see the original video, because I deleted it. Okay then, so, go away you stupid wind. I hope you guys can't hear it in the audio because I just left it open because, you know, it's nice outside. The sun comes out to me. Anyway, so, insects, bugs, that kind of thing. I do believe that this began back when I was a child, you know, because it's not that I ever went through anything traumatic with bugs, but there was one incident that I recall to this day, you know. I forgot exactly how old I was, but I was still playing with toys, you know, and while I was in my closet messing around with my toy trunk, I felt something moving on my leg. I looked down and saw a cockroach, you know, which as a child it looked pretty big, you know, and it was just crawling on. Okay, what the hell is with the wind, man? Can you like stop? Can you stop? Because I saw the camera thingy flying, so you're putting wind into the camera. Okay guys, unfortunately I had to close my little living room window here. I say unfortunately because you guys might notice that the lighting got a little crappier now because, you know, when I keep the window open, the sunlight comes in when I close it, and even though it's glass, there's like a big structure down the middle now that's metal. So anyway, but you guys don't come in here for the lighting, you know, you come here for the content, the raw, gritty vlogging that I present, although of course good lighting is just a bonus, right? It's a given at this point. But anyway, so let's keep going, shall we? When I was a child, you know, I felt something crawling up on my leg while I was playing with my toys, and I saw that it was a roach. I smacked it away while I was screaming, you know. I think I was actually home alone. My parents were working, I was by myself, you know, and then I just kind of like, I stayed away from the closet because I was really scared of it, you know, but then eventually, you know, it was like maybe several minutes away, you know, maybe about an hour or so. I didn't even want to go pick up any more toys. Then eventually I think I got up the courage to pick up, I think it was either a small broom or maybe a shoe or something, you know, and I just rattled a little bit, you know, the chest until the roach came out, and then I killed it. Now that it wasn't necessarily traumatizing because I'm not scared of roaches, you know, but the thing is that I hate them, you know. I despise cockroaches so much because they're just so inconvenient, you know, and they're just disgusting, you know, because roaches are, a lot of people don't know this, but cockroaches actually bite, you know, like sometimes they don't really pose an actual threat to you. They're not venomous, you know, but they can bite you, you know. And one time one even flew on the back of my neck, and this was more recent here living in Sao Paulo, you know. Didn't actually bite me, but it just, whenever a roach lands on you or touches you, it just feels disgusting, you know, it feels gross. It's like I have to wash that part of my body immediately, you know, because they are truly disgusting creatures, you know. I think they even carry diseases, you know, not like pigeons, for example, but come on, dude, roaches are not clean, you know, they're dirty. They're always in sewers and outside, you know, going into places that they shouldn't be. They can fit into any hole. You know, I even heard this rumor once, you know, like an urban myth, that it's possible for a cockroach to, depending on how big the cockroach is, it can even crawl into your earlobe and just stay in there. I don't know. It's just okay, sorry, I tried to picture that right now and my ears actually started throbbing. But anyway, so mosquitoes are the same thing. You know, whenever I see roaches and mosquitoes, I feel the need to kill them instantly. It has already been scientifically proven that mosquitoes represent nothing at all to animals, to nature, you know, the animal kingdom. They are literally useless, you know. And I think that some mosquito species, once they suck your blood, they die. You know, it's like they absorb the blood with the nutrients and then they just die. And it's the females that suck the blood, not the males, you know. The males are they're just there to annoy you. I think they still bite you for some reason, but it's just weird, man, because one of the things that I've come to hate the most in Sao Paulo is this, you know. Sometimes I'm just here in my living room, you know, watching a movie late in the evening. Whenever it's a hot day, mosquitoes start to come in from everywhere, you know. There was one time where I killed more than 10, like at least a dozen of them in my living room in one evening, you know. And that's not to mention at night in my bedroom when I'm trying to fall asleep and they just keep buzzing around my ear, you know. So I have a few different choices. Either I pick up the poison, you know, the little spray of venom, and I just spray all over my room until they fall and die, or I turn on my fan and leave it on me so it kind of like spreads them. I don't know, man. But in general, insects have always gotten this hatred from me. You know, roaches are useful where they are away from me because they do, I do believe they feed on wastes, you know, that are left over from what we throw away. So yeah, okay, it's kind of like rats in that degree, you know, they just feed on things that it would be easier for us to just throw away, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I phrased that correctly. Mosquitoes are useless, you know, and other more dangerous ones like bees and wasps, you know. Then again, bees are very important to humanity. They represent, like, they provide more than 80% of the pollination in the world, so we actually need bees. But I've actually been stung by bees twice in my life, you know, just one bee each time, and it was painful, but it went away quickly. But still, I don't like it's not pleasurable. You know, it feels bad. The first thing was on my foot. The other one was here on my finger. You know, when I was out trying to get my clothes from outside, you know, it was like it was just there waiting for me, you know. So ever since I was a kid, you know, and since I was a preteen as well, I've always had this crazy hatred towards them, you know, because insects, okay, one or two by themselves is pretty bad, you know, but what I can't really stand is when they swarm. You know, that is just... good God, man. But I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later, you know. But right now, I'm going to show you guys something here that might unsettle you in a little bit if you have the same hatred as I do for insects, you know. I'm gonna show you guys some photos here of lone single insects by themselves here, and let me know in the comments if these photos, you know, make you feel uncomfortable in any degree. God, man, I haven't even seen the photos yet because I haven't edited the video yet, but I'm not looking forward to this part here. And if those photos didn't unsettle you, you're a freaking psychopath, man, because I'm aware that there are people who actually love insects. Using that word there just made me feel so disheveled. And I'm not talking about researchers, people who study them, but people who actually like them, you know, like they have them in their homes like pets, like tarantulas, you know. I don't know who the hell ever said that a tarantula could be a pet, but there are people who have them in their homes, and I don't care if they are defanged or devenomed or whatever. I'm not gonna have a spider that's bigger than my hand in my room, man. That's BS, dude, okay? And like people who raise bees in colonies to get their honey, cultivate, that's different, you know. But like actually having insects in your home because you like them, live insects, even dead ones, like people who like, I don't know, it's like they stuff them or something, you know, and put them up to display on their walls. I've seen this before and it's just disturbing, dude, you know. But the thing is that another insect type that kind of really brings out the hatred in me is ants, okay? I'm pretty sure you guys know what ants are and what they do, what they represent, you know. And the thing is that I haven't seen too many ants here in Sao Paulo, you know, but back when I was living in Rio de Janeiro, there were this, I don't really know exactly what it was. Maybe it's because there was a garden, you know, in my backyard, you know. There were always so many ants, and those really big ones, like about this big more or less, you know, this in length here, you know, those really big red ants that are actually, I'm not sure if they were ever poisonous, but their bite really stung like hell. It's like they were fire ants, you know. So, and sometimes there were a lot of them. They would come into the house. I would find them in the weirdest places, you know. This is why I don't like plants in my house, like real plants, you know. Like I have this one flower here behind me, but it's plastic, it's not real. And if you guys ever see me with plants in my house, if I ever show you guys any plants, they are definitely not real, because I know that real plants attract insects, you know, and I don't want that, you know. And plus I would forget to water them, but that's beside the point, you know. So now, when I was a kid, I used to live in places where, you know, back in the US, where there was a lot of grass and wildlands and trees, you know. So it was normal to see a lot of really big ant mounds, you know, which is basically like try to imagine a pile of sand, you know, and inside are probably thousands or tens of thousands or even millions of ants, you know. When I was a kid, I was a douche, you know. I was an a-hole, so I used to like to pick up a big rock and throw it there and just watch all of the ants, you know, swarming all over it and going crazy, you know, because their home was just destroyed. I was a sadistic little kid when it came to insects, you know. I like to kill them, although today I still do, but it's not because I want to. Like, I just don't want them in my house. So instead of scaring them away, I will always kill an insect. If you are an insect watching this video, and you are not welcome in my house, okay? So you're welcome to subscribe and like the video of me hating on you, but don't come inside, okay? Stay away, because you will meet your demise in here in my freaking house. Okay, but anyway, so ants have always represented this to me, a very dangerous kind of swarm, you know. Living in South America, we have a lot of very dangerous insects here, especially if you live closer to the Amazon, which is where I think the worst kind of ants live. I think that's where the fire ants live, the South American fire ants, you know, and they can kill you if they swarm you and bite you. I do believe their bite is actually venomous, so you can die if you have an allergic reaction, you know. So yeah, there was this movie called Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That guy, bro, that movie, the scene where the ants are swarming and like freaking killing everybody and eating them alive, you know, that's that scene does not sit well with me. That scene gives me such anxiety. It's like the one thing about the movie that I don't like. But anyway, what else can I say? Oh yes, so other kinds of insects can swarm as well, you know. Flies, sometimes I see flies around here, but they're not really too annoying. It's like moths, like they're harmless, they're just annoying. If I see a moth, maybe I'll try to coax it to leave, you know, or I'll smack it out the window. I don't like killing moths because they make a mess, you know. Same thing with roaches. Sometimes it's not worth the mess, so you just kind of like shoo them away, you know. Wasps are different, you know. There is somewhere here in my neighborhood there is a nest of wasps, because sometimes depending on the season there will be dozens of them flying around my windows, you know. Sometimes they'll come inside. There are days when so many of them come inside and I have to smack them away or kill them or throw the venom, because they're not venomous as far as I know, but their sting hurts like a freaking mofo. So yes, and a lot of wasps swarming around you would definitely cause a bit of damage. And speaking of which, I'm gonna show you guys a series of photos now. If those first photos that I showed you didn't scare you, didn't unsettle you, these next ones probably will, especially if you have some kind of phobia. So maybe you might want to skip ahead if you can't see swarms and many different things in one place, you know, because that's what I'm about to show. A few photos of insects swarming the screen. Oh my god. Yeah, that is nightmare fuel. Holy crap, man. I just, it itches me, man, because trying to imagine hundreds of insects crawling all over your body, you know, and that tickling sensation of them just their little paws, all the paws. Do they have paws? No, they're whatever the hell, man. Though whatever they used to walk, you know, just feeling all up on you, you know, it's just very strange. And I see videos of people letting insects crawl on them like a tarantula, you know, on their hands or here on their shoulder, you know. It feels weird, man, because I don't know what's worse. Hundreds of small insects or one huge insect, you know? Some time ago I saw this video of people showing the biggest bee in the world, and that thing is like, dude, it's bigger than a person's an average person's hand, you know? That's just crazy. And you know, those photos of the world's biggest beetles or cockroaches or this and that, you know, or the world's biggest ants, and they're like bigger than your hand, dude. I mean, I just can't really, I can't really get behind the idea of somebody being attracted to something like this, you know. It's just weird, man, because there are many insects that are dangerous, they are venomous, you know, but even the ones that aren't, they seem to just irk me more because there can be so many of them, you know. It's like strength in numbers, and I don't know, man, I've just always had this strong, I don't know, this burning, searing hatred, you know. It's not that I'm scared, but of course, if you lock me in a, I don't know, a place like if you lock me in any closed space and put a bunch of insects in there, maybe it will kind of, you know, scare me, you know. But I'm claustrophobic, so there is a scene in a movie that rattles me to this day, which is, I think, The Mummy, the original, you know, where they buried the guy, you know, they wrap him up in the mummy linen cloth or whatever. They put him in a very small coffin, so the guy's already restricted. He can't move. He's in a closed space, and they just they throw a bucket of flesh-eating scarabs in there, man. You know, like, dude, that is like, oh god. That would literally be a nightmare for me, you know. That's like the worst way to die, honestly. Probably the worst thing I've ever seen in any movie, you know. There are horror movies that they make where there are insects, you know, like flesh-eating insects that are bloodthirsty and out to kill people. I have never seen any of those movies, and I never will, because I just can't, you know. Insects don't work with me, man. It just doesn't. It triggers something very, very deep in me, this innate hatred and indifference, you know, and I just can't get behind it, you know. I just saw something. I see something here now. Is that a fly? You see, this is what I'm talking about. Go away. There's some, I can't show you because it's already gone now. It's like, by the time I would turn the camera, it would have been gone. But dude, sometimes, like, I don't know, something just flies right by, you know. And when it comes to bugs, the bigger the worse they are for me, you know. And there was a time here in 2019 where there were a lot of cockroaches showing up here, you know, in my house, which I later discovered was because of my downstairs neighbor, because in her water tank, you know, where she gets her potable water from, there was actually a nest of cockroaches in there, you know. So for many weeks she was actually drinking cockroach water without realizing, you know. Then the guy came, and a lot of them were coming up to my house, and then when the landlord came to fix it, you know, he threw venom, and you just saw like this puddle, this pool of dead roach corpses. Just, God, I don't know. I understand that there are insects that have a scientific purpose in nature, the ecosystem, you know, the food chain or whatever, you know, and I am perfectly fine with them out there in the wild, but not in urban areas, you know. It's just like rats and pigeons. They're just vermin to me, you know. They're pests, and I hate them so much. I probably used the word hate at least 20 times in this video, because I just can't seem to get the point across enough, you know. I just can't do it, man. I just gotta... Yeah, I can't, man. I'm getting kind of woozy just talking about this now, because it really does, it does, like, I don't know, man, it's weird. It kind of, it hits a nerve, you know. Ever since I was a child, you know, I just can't get behind the idea of insects, you know. And there are some other ones, like, I've seen videos and photos of, like, these really big praying mantises, like this one praying mantis that was about the size of a child, and he was on the child's back, you know. You saw that he was almost as big as the kid. I just can't, man. Really big insects, I just can't. I don't want them near my face or anywhere near me, you know, in the same vicinity. I just can't do it, okay? And if you don't agree with me, then I think you're crazy, you know. But hey, that's what the comment section is for. Sound out there down below. Let me know what you guys think, you know, because I just can't. I just can't, okay? The sound of an insect buzzing around like a mosquito or a bee or something, I hate that so much. And sometimes if you listen closely and you see a roach, if you listen closely, you can hear it scampering around. God, when you step on them or hit them with the venom, the way they just start squirming like that upside down, Okay, I'm gonna end this video here because it's making me very uncomfortable. It's been about 20 or so minutes of recording time, you know, and it's gonna get longer because of the photos that I'm gonna put in, so I'm good, guys, okay? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, you know, and if you agree, disagree, you know, but no matter what you say, my opinion is not gonna change. I hate bugs, and I always have, I always will. Holy crap, I think it's gonna rain, dude. The sky's looking bad over there. Anyway, guys, so yes, if you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, do hit the notification bell too to know exactly what time I upload because, well, yeah, it's videos every single day. By the way, did I mention at the beginning of this video that I shaved? Did I say that? Because I did. You know, I completely shaved, you know. I finished it minutes before recording, you know. So yeah, I probably should have said that at the beginning of the video. But given the subject matter, insects, you would forgive me if I forgot, you know, because holy freaking crap. And yeah. I'm just like freestyling at this point. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, guys, this is Chazzy signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll that creepy crawly outro screen.